Hello. um, my name is Trad, and today we're going to meet God, I guess. If you don't know anything about the Larry cult, you are in the same boat as Larry currently, which is definitely a boat that you can be in. By the end of this, you probably will know about it if you don't already. So, Yuni, uh, Yuni's here.
I sure am.
We're just gonna start off with Larry.
Okay.
Yep. So Larry, hello. Today, like many days, you're in Dodo Studios, helping with sets and backgrounds for the movies that are currently in production. Currently, that is Starcause, the Starcause trilogy, and it features a lot of impressive feats of mechanical and technical engineering, almost like it's gonna revolutionize special effects or something. I don't know. And a lot of pyrotechnics. It is late in the day when an unplanned explosion rocks the studio, leaving everyone in the room a blackened, blinking silhouette. And yeah, that happens. Potions are passed out. The owls and the penguins, just leading the charge that day, say just everyone go home, drink up, and we'll get back at it again tomorrow. So Larry, you are handed a potion, and you are told to head home. In which home for you is prop storage currently. You don't have to do this, but it would. But an owl and or penguin has told you to self-care. So would you like to roll Arcana on the potion?
Sure. That's a straight D20.
I know. I checked. Perfect. Cool. So with a 5, it's a regular health potion,
With an
Larry.
8.
Or yeah, no, sorry, with an 8, it's a regular health potion, Larry. Maybe it's a different color, but that's a health potion. Toe to tip, it's a health potion.
Oh yeah. Regular bug standard health potion.
Regular standard health potion.
Honestly, Larry, he's flush with hit points. He's got so many hit points, you guys. But also he knows that there is a trend in this studio of people not letting themselves get healed after they get hurt, and he's like, fine, I guess I'll just have to practice what I preach.
Good, because if you didn't, then my backup is
the game would just kind of not happen, I think.
The game could still happen. I was hoping that you would practice what you preach.
Yeah.
Or else I was gonna, I guess, like, someone was gonna fall after you. Anyway, you drink this potion, Larry. It's a regular health potion. Maybe it's a different color. You're restored to full health. So congrats. It was an actual health potion. However, as you continue, where are you going currently?
He's on his he's heading back to prop storage. Things are exploding, which means there are things that need repairs. He may as well take some time to himself and do some crafty work.
Nice, yeah. So as you are walking down the hallway, you notice something a little bit strange. As you're walking down the hallway, everything starts to get bigger. Which you're a very tall toon, Larry. you're starting to see things from a perspective that you might not be as familiar with. As you're walking down the hallway, you can probably surmise that maybe it isn't necessarily that the entirety of Dodo Studios is getting bigger. It is that you are getting smaller. And you shrink, and you shrink, and you shrink, until you are very small, tiny even. And you are standing in the middle of this very, very large hallway. And congratulations, you've entered a new environment. Would you like to roll me perception?
Okay, sure. Larry's great at perception.
Laurel's great at perception.
It's an 8.
An 8.
It's 2 8s in a row. Starting off strong.
Starting off
This person
incredibly
really wants to roll
strong. Jazz, are you here? Jazz isn't here. You probably wouldn't see him anyway. Something maybe flashes out of the corner of your vision, but you don't actually see it. So Larry, you are now very small and you are in Dodo Studios. Where would you like to go? You can go wherever you would like. There's prop storage you are heading towards. This is a potion effect, as you could probably surmise from having drunk the potion. And it will probably wear off. Or there are people who have a great work-life balance and live in the studio that you could maybe go and try and find. Just what would you like to do, Larry? Now you're very small and sorry, yes, you're very small.
Larry takes a second, looks around, takes a deep breath, and keeps walking towards prop storage.
Larry, with that 8, as you are walking down towards prop storage, you don't see much. There's a couple things that look like weirdly your size now that you are very, very small. But you don't really notice anything, I guess, out of the ordinary, except for the fact that you are very, very small. You get to prop storage. How do you open the door? There's a door.
I kind of, yeah. I'm honestly in the mode of like, can he fit under it?
You know what? That's a very fun solution, yes. Do you want to, I guess, roll dex to see how gracefully you managed to slip yourself under this door?
Sure.
Cool.
He's pretty used to slipping through tight spots if he needs to, but he rolled a 7.
But this is not a manner that you are used to slipping through tight spots. Perhaps if you were regular Larry sized, it appears that this potion has thrown you off a little bit. So you get under the door. It's a bit messy. There's a bit more shuffling and a bit less Larry-esque grace. And maybe your coat gets a little caught on like the rough edge underneath it. And you stumble in.
Yeah, it would probably be easier if he didn't care about keeping his outfit on, but like as is, he's just like, yeah, I'd like to, still be wearing my comfort suit.
Yeah. You're still wearing your comfort suit. And you slip somewhat ungraciously into prop storage. It's fine. There's thankfully, or perhaps not very helpfully, no one around to really see that right now. So this is fine. So you get into prop storage, and prop storage normally is a maze. Even when you are up to full Larry height, even when anyone is up to any full height, prop storage is a bit of a mess, bit of a maze. You are now not up to full Larry height. Would you like to roll perception or perhaps survival to see if you can navigate inside this very different environment?
A straight D20 on both accounts. Oh, an 11!
An 11.
We got to the double digits.
Cool.
Yay!
You're starting to get a feel for it now that you're in a somewhat familiar environment. So with an 11, you are looking around prop storage, and you can't really figure out, you can sort of get your bearings, like what the area looks like once you get in from the door. But you notice something. You notice something a little strange. There are small, you can't really make them out, and you feel like there are probably more that you might have missed, but there are small markings and symbols, and by small I mean U-sized markings and symbols that are sort of scratched on bits of props, on the floor, on boxes and stuff like that. And Larry, you encounter one that looks a lot like your mask.
I'm sure that's normal.
What?
No, he's going to give that a closer look because I'm sorry, what?
Okay, cool. Would you like to roll investigation on this?
Sure. Plus one.
No.
A 5! Nice parser, why do you hate me? Why is this our relationship?
All right. Larry, that's definitely something that was maybe scratched or drawn onto a box or something. Maybe it's your mask. It's a little rough. You can't really make it out. But behind you, you hear something rustling. And sort of shifting through the boxes and stuff, but it does not seem to have noticed you yet.
Larry is going to very carefully reach into his hammer space, and he's not pulling anything out yet, but he is aware, like, he's trying to keep the place pretty clean, but mice happen, and he is smaller than usual, which means it's not great.
Yeah. So you reach into your hammer space, not to pull anything out yet. But around the corner comes something that maybe is a mouse, maybe is No, that's not a mouse, unless mice have become purple and very long and very noodly. Um, and it looks like you have come across a very, very small toon. Um, and it has super not noticed you. It probably walks just directly past you, past the little scratched symbol on the box, and you actually see maybe there's some sort of directional indicator on that symbol of definitely not your mask. That is noticeable now because it's pointing in the direction that this small purple noodly toon is going.
Cool. There is an instinct in Larry to just go like, well, that's certainly none of my business, and won't turn the other direction. But he knows that that is not actually like he has been in Ico long enough to be genre savvy. He's like, I did just shrink down to not do things, I think.
You can totally you can totally leave if you would like. But yes, this is definitely a genre of a sort.
So yeah, he's going to attempt to stealthily follow this noodle, um because I mean, not too often you meet another noodle, right?
Oh yes, not too often. Not too often. You're there's a lot of things that you don't meet too often, Larry. Um, stealthily, huh?
Would that perhaps involve a roll, do you think?
I think it may, just simply because you specified.
Mm-hmm. It's parser. Oh, a
Oh,
12.
it's
Incredible.
12. You managed to be stealthier than this noodle's passive perception. So they don't they
Yay.
don't notice you. As you slink behind them, you turn the corner and they Larry Larry, if you weren't sure that was a symbol of your mask earlier, you're pretty darn sure that was a symbol of your mask now, because it appears that this noodle has approached a very small altar with the image of your mask upon it.
Larry's just watching this like, I'm sorry, what?
Uh,
um,
Yeah, the noodle. There's like a thimble. An empty thimble. Off to the side, and there's like a couple trinkets that are on this altar, and the noodle puts them in the thimble, and puts like a little like a scratched rhinestone on the altar. And it picks up the thimble, and turns. And still does not see you because you rolled a 12 on stealth, and this noodle is no thoughts, head empty. Yeah. This noodle turns and is walking back in your direction with a thimble full of trinkets that they just pulled from an altar that has your face on it.
um, Larry, there's definitely just like the shell shocked moment of him being like, what is happening? um, and he's a little bit too weirded out for his brain to do good. Um, but as he sees the other two coming back towards him, he'll like try and like I don't know. They're tiny and there's stuff around. He can probably find something to sort of try and hide behind.
Okay. Would you like to, I guess, roll stealth for that?
Oh boy!
Or you can just do it too, because I do not anticipate.
Let's see just how mean Dice Parser plans on being to me.
13.
Oh, a 13.
Yeah.
Moving up in the world.
Up in the world. Before you just barely meet this noodle's passive perception. And now you beat it by 1 whole point. Or, you know what? You know what? This noodle sees you. You duck behind something, and you thought it was not going to be in the path that this noodle was going to travel. You thought maybe they were heading, directly back where they were. So you duck off to the side. Except this small purple noodle's course changes path, and they end up walking right by you. In fact, into you with a small little oof. Oh. Hello.
Hi.
Are you new?
In the sense of the word.
You already have a mask.
Yes, I do.
Did the good news of Larry reach you too?
Larry just stares. And goes, not all of it. Certainly, news.
Well, you're here. You're here. Did you did you I'm what you should meet the others. Words I don't do the words really good, but you should come meet the others.
Yeah, all right.
This noodle extends a skitter stick in your direction. It seems like it wants to take your hand.
Oh god.
You do not have to take this
After
hand.
Yeah, he's a little too weirded out right now. He doesn't take it.
That's fair. The noodle does not seem offended at this, and starts walking back in the direction that they were going, checking behind occasionally to make sure that you are following them. Or I'm presuming you are following them and not trying to just hide and leave.
Yeah, no, at first he was just like, all right, I might as well see where this goes. And now he's like, I need to know what is happening.
Cool. As you are walking along, you notice more of these tiny symbols. These ones do not look like your mask, Larry. They look maybe a little bit older than the one that had your mask on, but this noodle is heading in their direction and seems to occasionally look around for one of these before finding it and continuing to follow it in the direction it points. So, Larry, I'm going to leave you with that beginning of your existential crisis. Really quick, we'll get back to you. Don't worry, Larry. And
No worries,
yeah,
Eric.
would the rest of my very tiny players, top to bottom, like to introduce yourselves? Say probably what about you're doing at this moment, and let me know where you wear your mask, or if it is visible at all.
I suppose that means I'm starting. Hello. It's me, AudioVisual, Draft House's local Toonkind bootleg Sableye. I'm here today as PECK. And PECK is probably honestly waiting on Squeak, I'm going to be honest. Because PECK has had several events happen in the last, whenever I checked my wrist. And, it's very much there are currently two people who can probably, reliably now track down PECK, and one of them is Squeak. And no, their mask is not visible. Frankly, I feel like it has disappeared into the depths of their hammer space somewhere.
Is it me now? Okay. Hi, I'm giving God an existential crisis. Just call me RJ, though. It's easier. Bobbin, for their end, is probably heading to the communal area from their workshop, because their workshop is basically in the furthest corner of prop storage away from the door, which is decently far away from the everywhere else, because loud machine noises at 2 in the morning are never fun for anyone. Their mask is also not visible, but that's because of their design more than anything else. But they wear it on their face. Or their head.
Hi, I'm Mira. I guess it's time to meet God. I play Abigail Satin, Abby. Probably currently chilling out in the communal space, probably knitting and kind of just vibrating because she's outside of Harold's house and she's on edge.
Lovely. Well, Abby. Hello, Abby. You're probably calmed a little bit by the presence of two of your parents. Bobbin, the telltale signs of shifting shadows herald Bobbin's approach towards the common area, and not super far away. Their PECK is hovering, presumably waiting for Squeak, as they often tend to do around this time of night. Gosh darn it, Abby.
I can't believe I'm a Toonkind character now.
There's just more of them. Abby, you have been somewhat frantically knitting and crafting and making things since you've been staying in Harold's house, and the yarn, or for anyone over 3 inches tall, thread that you are knitting with, and that you have been using, and your materials are getting quite low.
Mhm.
And
A lot of her yarn has gone into anxiety scarves.
there are some very long anxiety scarves in your hammer space.
Mhm.
And anyone who goes in there, if anyone were to go in there, they would have to make a dex check to avoid being strangled. So
Yes.
that is where you all are. When PECK is as you were anticipating. And slightly less as you were anticipating. Squeak comes into comes through the camp, town, whatever it is that it is. It's a bit of a hobo town almost. When they walk in, through the little pathways heading towards the common area, and behind them is Abby. This Toon has the coolest Larry cosplay you have ever seen.
Fine.
As a Ghiblian tiny, she like looks up from her knitting and her eyes go wide and sparkly and like there's just an aura of, oh, that is so cool. And like she scrambles up, kind of gathering her knitting as she does so, and she like scurries over to this Larry cosplayer and Squeak, and she's just like, Squeak. Oh, you look so cool. You look so cool. You look like Larry. You look like Larry. And she's like flapping her hands, and like the knitting is flopping everywhere, and her tail is wagging like very, very crazily. She's a very, very excited little bean.
Hey, Larry. You've just been led into what a very small like a very small little hobo town, basically. It looks like, if a child set up a bunch of different like houses and stuff for their toys, except you now know that these are not toys. There are some very real, very small people that apparently live here. And one of them is raving to you about your Larry cosplay. On her hip, you can see she is wearing a Larry mask on a belt.
Yeah, I sure do look like Larry. Hi.
Hi, I'm Abby. Like, but what's your name? Hi, you're new. We haven't seen a new person since Rwanda came. Hi. It's very nice to meet you. Squeak, did you find them? Hey.
Squeak nods and is looking at you.
I'm Errol.
It's a really nice to meet you, Earl.
Yeah, you too.
Bobbin and Peck, you have just seen Peck, you've probably noticed Squeak coming in, and Abby tearing off across the common area to meet them, and Earl, Daryl, you aren't really sure. Are you all going to go and meet this newcomer?
Yeah, yeah, probably.
I feel like Peck is gonna sort of like prioritize going to Squeak first, but since Squeak has led this new person in, yes, I suppose so. Peck is going over to them both.
So Larry or Earl or Daryl or definitely not Larry TM. You do you want to roll perception to see if you see? I feel like you're probably a bit overwhelmed at the current moment. Do you think you would need to roll perception to see the approach of anyone else? 18. Larry,
18!
Larry, you are
Let's go.
perceiving.
Suddenly, hypervigilance is turned on.
Larry, you are now in a situation, and you are entering it metaphorical eyes wide open. You see a Toon, kind of buggy looking, kind of, you aren't really sure what's up with them, but they have wings, and they're somewhat hesitantly headed in your direction. And with an 18, you notice a collection of shadows slipping across the walls, boxes, things that are sort of lining this area, and they come to rest and form the shape of a silhouette, and rests. This silhouette rests by you and Abby and Squeak, and yeah, there's certainly another. That's a shadow.
That is definitely a shadow. He, it's one of those things where it's like he's got this super cool Larry mask on, so you can't tell that he's absolutely staring.
So
You do actually get away from this shadow.
Hi.
Squeak speaks up and says, I was, and they seem to remember, and they hold up the thimble, for, everyone to see. It's like, I was getting the offerings, so we can put them, later, and, I found them. I think they're new. They're new. They're new.
Yeah, I mean, I've been here for a while, but I guess we were just in different areas until now. Hi.
It's really nice to meet you.
Can Peck roll insight?
I think
Go
Bobbin would
for
also
it.
be rolling insight, just general threat check.
Peck doesn't have a great insight, but also 11.
Also 11.
Both of y'all got an 11.
This tracks.
You're hard up too.
This is a really cool. This is certainly a Larry cosplayer.
Yeah, you guys can both tell, probably, because he's not doing a great job hiding it, that he's a bit overwhelmed right now. But yeah, sure is another Tiny Toon who's got a cool Larry outfit on.
Peck is going to very slowly going to reach over to Abby and just sort of like tug her back a couple of steps. So she's not as in this new person's face.
We just kind of blink, 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 but lets Peck do it. She's just a little confused about why she's being pulled away a little bit, but okay. New person, yay!
How many of you guys are here?
Peck looks at Bobbin. Peck looks at Bobbin.
There's a momentary pause while Bobbin's player does some counting.
No, it's like we're up to like 30 now. Like
Yeah,
it's over 20 under 30. It was very much a do we tell this new person our exact numbers? That's
Squeak is
Bobbin's hand momentarily vanishes into the space where their head is, and then a voice comes out. At last count, between 30 and 20.
Oh, wow. That's... Huh.
Were you alone? Abby's making sad eyes at you, Larry. Because like that hesitation is like, oh no, they were alone. Oh no, they were alone. She looks between Bobbin and Peck and Squeak. Can we keep them? Can we keep them? Like that kind of mentality clear on her face.
Oh,
Bobbin taps their
bless
mask
her.
again and goes, "Would you like to sit down? You look like you're going to fall."
Oh,
Yeah,
do you need a help? Do you need help? Help? I got a little bracelet that could help, and she's gonna dig into her hammer space, and she pulls out a little green bracelet and offers it to you, Larry. Here, it's made with some special dye that I made. It's supposed to heal, or at least make you feel a little better. I haven't worked out all the kinks, so I don't know exactly how much it heals for, but it could help. It helps broke a little.
I'm not hurt, but thanks.
You can still have it though, as a welcoming present. 'Cause you're here now. And your Larry cosplay looks really cool.
Oh, thanks. I just threw this together.
It looks really good.
Peck is going to very carefully put a hand on Abby's shoulder, put the other paw around Abby's hands holding out this bracelet, and say, you know, if our new friend has been alone for a while, maybe having so many people around is a little overwhelming, Abby.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry if I overwhelmed you.
Oh, no, it's not you. It's just, boy, I didn't know any of this was here. That's, wow, you guys have a whole thing going on. That's wild.
Yeah. Squeak is sort of set off the thimble to the side and kind of wanders back. It's like the studio. It's really big. Not everyone lives here. Some people like to keep to themselves, and that's all right. But we are here.
Oh, yeah, you are. You are definitely here. This is yeah, he's just doing a lot of processing as fast as he can, but oh god, everything happens so much.
Squeak looks very thoughtful for a moment and says, if you've Ben here. Have you had food? Do you there's kitchens and some rooms. Do you know where those are from here yet?
I know how to get to them from, where I'm usually staying, but this is a new place, so it might be difficult finding my way back.
Do you Squeak looks at Bobbin and PECK and it's like, should we need to, I think we need to get some stuff. Should we take them with us so they know?
I need more yarn. I'm almost out. I don't want to go alone. Not again.
PECK looks at Bobbin, and they're
Bobbin's
like,
looking at PECK.
just for fun, can we both roll like fucking intelligence or something to see if this clown to clown communication goes through?
Absolutely.
I've been like just frantically counting and recounting things I can say because I've only got 25 words to use per cast. So
Bless you, Bobbin.
That's a 9.
that's a 20. That's not 20. Someone has the brain cell. It's very clear who.
Bobbin is the parent with the brain cell at the moment.
Oh boy.
PECK is. I will say, Bobbin. From what you have seen of this new PECK, they are like, please give me something here. I don't know anything anymore. Ow.
There's a slight pause as I again do some more counting, and then Bobbin taps mask and goes, "Floorboards are out. Should we take the vents?"
Can Abby, are you and Squeak up for the vents? It's
I think I should be okay. You led me while I was all flitter pattered through the vent. So if I was like that, then I should be okay.
Bobbin, to everyone else, it just looks like Bobbin reaches into their chest and pulls out the silhouette of a coiled rope. They reach into hammer space and pull out their rope of climbing for the just in case.
Abby talks about the vents and being flitter padded, and PECK immediately threads their hands together and just looks to the side. They don't say anything to that, and then they're nodding and they're like, well, I guess we're taking the and PECK looks at Larry and is like, you don't have an issue with heights, right?
No, I'm all right with heights.
Okay. And PECK claps their hands a little. I guess we're taking the vents then. Does anyone need anything before we go?
Heck, would it be okay if you spotted me like you did when I was going up to Harold's house?
That's fine. I can do that, Abby. And really quick, PECK does have the realization they haven't even introduced themselves yet. And they look at Larry and they reach out a paw and Larry, would you like to roll perception on this unknown tune?
Sure.
Okay. That's
7.
a 7. Okay. I will give you this piece of information. Parts of this tune look like owl bits and penguin bits, sort of like like they were part owl or part penguin, but you don't really know. And they reach a paw out to you and they say, hi, I'm Peck. I'm Peck. It's nice to meet you.
He hesitantly reaches out a hand and there is sort of a moment where he's just like, who named their child that? But at the same time, it could just as easily be, maybe this is a very edgy kid who thinks it's cool, so he's not gonna question it.
Cool. Peck gives your hand a little shake and then lets go. And I guess starts leading the way towards the vents.
For anyone
Peck
looking at Bobbin.
When Peck introduces himself, Squeak says, I'm Squeak. Did I say that already?
I don't think you did. I should have. Hi, Squeak.
Hi.
For anyone looking at Bob, they would have noticed the hand kind of ever so slightly peek out from the wall and then slap back into place. So they just settle for a wave. Yeah, they didn't make the con save.
Oh, bless them.
So they just wave and go, hello, I'm Bobbin.
Hey, man.
Squad.
Alright. So y'all go and y'all go start headed up towards one of the walls in prop storage, where there are some air vents, because air is good. You need that to breathe. And in buildings there are things that move that air around. So it's not terrible. So you all reach sort of not quite to the wall, because as I've said before and as is quite clear, prop storage is very cluttered and a bit of a mess. In fact, it's a bit of a really big mess. It's such a mess that, Larry, apparently you didn't notice 20 to 30 Tiny Toons living here? Somewhere else? You don't know.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that you are learning you don't know about the place where you sleep every night. So you reach this wall that has stuff kind of piled all up and cluttered upon it, and you can see there are little handholds. Maybe there's little thumbtacks and push pins and stuff that is kind of poked into the things that are all sort of been piled up against this wall, kind of dusty, that lead up to a air vent up in the wall. Would you all like to make a athletics, a dex, acrobatics, whatever it is that you would do to get up to this place? Peck, you have a flying speed. You can just spot
Bobbin's gonna send the rope of climbing up, so anyone who chooses to use it gets advantage.
Good.
Abby's gonna use that because, oh geez.
Which is good because my athletics.
Okay, I'm going to. Oh my god! Oh my god!
I can pretty much guarantee I'm probably going to. Yep, there it is.
Only nines.
Alright,
Oh my
That's
god.
okay. Oh, hey, I managed to get a
Um,
natural 20 on that.
So yeah,
Which is good, because I got a -1.
so
No more zeros.
Peck and Bobbin and Abby. Abby and Bobbin, you guys struggle a little bit, but with the rope of climbing that Bobbin threw up, you guys managed to grab that, and you shimmy your guys' way up real good. You with a nat 20 and an unnatural 20, Abby, your confidence is a little bit restored. You didn't need Peck's help at all. You got up there all by yourself. That's pretty cool. Actually,
Is Larry small enough at this point to feasibly be picked up by a mage hand? Because if so, Bobbin's just gonna mage hand him up there.
I mean, if we follow our own rules, he is like 6 to 7 inches tall.
This is a very tall tiny that you guys have met. This tiny is taller than Rwanda. And Rwanda so far has been the tallest tiny.
So long as he weighs less than like 10 pounds, then it's fine.
Or 10.
Because it's done by weight more than by size.
But yeah, anyway, you guys clamber up there and you look down. Squeak is kind of about 3/4 of the way up. And Earl is about halfway up, and he looks like he is struggling.
I guess
This with people on it.
I guess since Peck is the one who can fly, Peck is going to flutter down to Earl, or definitely not Larry, brushing by Squeak and giving them like a soft word of encouragement. Errol, excellent. I love it. Absolutely not Larry.
Definitely not Larry.
And they are going to hover next to Errol and give him sort of a glance, and they're like, do you need help?
Just give me a second. Sorry.
You're okay. I'll fly next to you, so you don't have to worry about anything at all. And they give you sort of a nod, and they flutter out of your way, but it's very much they are still there in case you do need help.
Oh, bless. This is a thing where Dice Parser just loves to be rude to Larry, but it also is fitting because usually this sort of thing is 0% an issue for him. That's just how completely thrown off he is.
Errol, if you would like to roll again with advantage, again, this time moral support, I suppose. Okay. Not bad. There you go!
There's the nat 20.
There's the nat 20. The power of a spotter compels you. And you scramble up this pile of prop junk, but not. I'm sure engineer is very adamant that none of it is junk.
Yeah, he is trying to ask the engineer if he could throw it away. The engineer's like, no, we might need it.
We might need it later. This is the old movie man version of hoarding all the margarine containers.
Exactly.
And you guys scramble your way up. Squeak follows along, and you are met with a vent that is propped open slightly, probably by one of the tinies that are poised, waiting for you three to get up there.
Peck looks at Errol and is like, "You did really good. It's gonna be okay. Yeah."
Yeah. It always turns out okay. Thanks.
So, and Squeak nods and says, "Yeah, if anything, goes wrong, well, Larry will protect us."
Like he
Bobbin
brought back
taps their mask. Bobbin taps their mask and goes, "A change in perspective is always alarming. You'll adjust quickly enough."
just like when Larry brought back the warmth, because it got really cold that one time.
Squeak pats Abby comfortingly, and then takes her hand and sort of tugs her into the vents.
Abby willingly goes because it's Squeak. It's Squeak. She's really happy to see Squeak.
Are y'all gonna go in the vents?
I'll gather up the rope first, but yeah.
Larry's gonna he's gonna stare at Bobbin for a second again. Just like, I'm sorry, what, sir?
My good friend, excuse me?
Bro, dude.
What should I roll to see if I notice this?
Insight, probably.
Yeah.
Oh my fucking god.
Hey!
Really?
Bobbin, you say the thing, and this Errol is just kind of frozen in looking in your direction. Does Bobbin get anything else with a nat 20, Uni?
You've definitely like noticed that he's really overwhelmed in a lot of different directions, like not just from meeting people. It seems he is overall kind of confused and startled and intimidated. And you in particular, Bobbin, there you can't figure out exactly what it is, but you could tell he is looking at you in particular with interest and I don't know, surprise. Yeah.
Can Peck roll insight? Because,
Sure.
They're I was gonna have them kind of take up the rear, kind of. It's like, I mean, they were next to him. So, we're just gonna see, because God, Peck's rolls. Yeah.
I say this for 25 words. Oh, oof.
Peck don't see nothing.
How the fuck
Yeah,
does
they
this
probably
look
go
like?
and catch up with the others to make sure Squeak and Abby don't wander off.
Please do. That is
Please.
such a possibility.
Yes.
Okay. This time, instead of it coming from the mask, this is a whisper that just goes into your head as Bobbin casts a message and goes, "If I've done something wrong, please let me know. I don't mean to make you uncomfortable."
No, you're good, you're cool. I'm just surprised is all.
Alright, let me know if that changes. Come on, we should catch up with the others.
Yeah, I guess so.
Alright, you catch up with all the others, and you are a bit of a ways into the vents now. And you reach an area where these vents branch off into different directions. Would you all like to roll me survival to remember, figure out, know which way to go.
Nope. That's an 8.
Odds.
Oh, 16.
Thankfully, as a ranger, we can't get lost except by magical means, quote unquote.
Thank goodness.
All right.
6. Excellent. We're doing great.
How did the ranger get the lowest roll and get the highest modifier?
Oh, goodness.
I don't know. Dice Parser said no.
Oh my
My
god.
Dice
sister's
Parser
bullying
is just-
you.
Yeah.
The worst. Ugh.
Dice Parser said, Peck, I gave you the opportunity to run last FPS. You didn't take it. Suffer.
Errol, you see everyone, kind of, walking along. Squeak, has Abby's hand, and Abby is probably chattering away a little bit, in their direction. And you all reach this, pot, this branch in the vents. And it might be, maybe they don't tend to use these vents as often. Maybe this is sort of like a backup kind of route to the kitchens. But you were able to kind of suss out which direction to go. Abby, you too, also kind of, you get the idea of the general direction. Errol, you know which way you should go. But everyone else, looks a little bit, waffly. And the correct path would be going to the right.
Abby points right. I think it's that way.
I can only assume that like Short Skid has like given Larry a map of the vents at some point.
I think doesn't Rad have one? Doesn't Rad have one too?
Very
Peck has
possibly.
maps. I'm an idiot.
Incredible. Yeah, so you recall from like an arts and crafts day with children, when they made a startlingly detailed map of all of the vents in Dodo Studios. And
In crayon.
in crayon. It was rather impressive, actually. Yeah, Abby is pointing right. Everyone else is looking kind of unsure. What do you think?
Yeah, this way.
Gonna take care of that. Peck pulls out a fucking map because their whole thing is they make maps.
That would probably help.
Yeah. So they pull out one of their many maps and they look at it and they nod and they're like, yes, it is.
There's a moment as Bobbin ducks down, crawls across the floor, and stands back up on the other wall. Because they're on the wrong wall.
Alright, so you all start heading right, and you go along. You keep going along for a while. It's pretty clear until you reach an area where the vent drops down, and it drops down. It probably goes to feed the basements, but the way that you guys need to go is not to the basements down this very long, very steep, very, very dark drop. It is across. You guys have to get across this large, yawning chasm. What do?
This is the reason Bobbin usually doesn't take the vents.
Yes.
I just need to really quickly make a roll.
Larry pulls out his
Oh.
grappling hook.
Oh,
I've still got the rope of climbing as well, so we might be able to utilize that.
Abby looks over the edge and sees how deep and scary the drop is, and she kind of starts just backing up, shaking her head because she's like,
Larry, he sees that and he looks at his grappling hook and give me a second.
Oh no.
Oh, good. He does his own hammer space fumble.
Are you ready to
Oh,
fumble?
Woo! Oh god, I don't remember my own table.
That's a rubber chicken, Yuni.
He pulls out a rubber chicken. He goes, figures. Until he just drops it down the hole and you hear it all the way down.
Someone's gonna find that later.
Very, very
tiny
small.
rubber chicken. Okay, there we go. This time he pulls out a very tiny bicycle.
God, Larry, we loved you.
And he goes, all right, everybody climb on.
Abby, blink, blink, blink. Huh?
What?
How
Hold
can
on.
we all fit?
What's that?
Oh, hell yeah! Bobbin
It's,
manages to make the con save.
yeah, it's he like put some peg bars on the back wheel so that people can ride it with them.
PECK is going to help Squeak, I guess, clamber onto, I guess, basically around Larry or Errol. And then they give a pointed flutter of their wings, and they look at the bike, and they're like, "Are you sure this is going to work?"
Larry goes, yeah, I'm pretty sure.
As everyone is, as Larry, you now have a noodle boa kind of draped noodled around you. Abby,
can I say Squeak, make a perception check.
all right. Perception. Squeak's perception isn't that bad.
There's like a 1, 2, 3, as Bobbin slicks himself up and then manages to pull himself out the wall and stumble over to the bike.
Nice.
Oh.
Yeah, Squeak, you can tell they're like underneath the clothes, it's a little, you can't quite figure it out, but it doesn't entirely feel like whatever is under there has the shape of a person. It's sort of wibbly wobbly.
That's fair. Squeak doesn't.
But it holds you. He holds you up well enough
Aw.
as you're curled around him.
Yeah. Squeak is used
And
to.
so-
Do you want to make an insight check?
An insight check. Yeah.
Yeah. You have advantage on this, I'll say. Because
Nice. Just in case.
We'll go to 17.
17.
You do notice it does seem to be taking a lot of effort for Bobbin to stay out of the surfaces that they're walking across.
He's again a moment of just like, huh. He goes, all right, everyone hold on, we're off to Kansas. And the bicycle starts floating. He just rides right across the big pit in the ground. And you're all safely on the other side.
Yay!
Could make another con save. Or another 2, actually.
Nope.
Oh, no.
Ooh.
Oh no!
Oh, no!
Oh, Bobbin, the moment you guys touch down, Bobbin immediately slides off the bike and into the floor and doesn't move for a second.
Bobbin, you okay?
Squeak clambers down, and gently, sort of pokes a skitter stick at the shadow on the ground.
Reaches into his chest, and then above his head, you can just see the sign poke out with like the thumbs up cut out.
PECK, who has followed the bicycle, tentatively gives a thumbs up back and just
You have thumbs.
very carefully. Yeah, PECK has thumbs now, everybody. That's a fun learning curve. And
Finally.
they very gently pat the shadow's shoulder. And they look at everyone and they're like, okay, I guess we keep going then.
Mhm.
Guess you keep going.
Bobbin will climb back into the wall.
Uni, I forgot about the bed. I'm dead.
Everyone forgets about the bike.
Everyone forgets about
Everyone but you
bike. Oh gosh. You're working with a, like, I already was dead, but you're working with a dead DM. For what I can be called that. Cool. So you guys continue along the vents now, Bobbin, after you sort of recollect yourself, and you reach an area that you presume, you just take a wild guess, is closer, is sort of branching closer to Move's side of the studio. You can guess this, because as you keep walking towards, there is some funky disco music that just keeps getting louder and louder and louder and louder and louder, and oh, that is very loud. The vents are vibrating a little bit. This is some very, very loud disco penguin music. If any of you actually listen to Move, it's probably off of like his latest album or something. And whoever is in the room connected to this vent is just jamming. And y'all got to get through that. So you can roll me a con save, everybody.
Oh boy.
Okay.
I rolled a lot of those today. Hey!
All right, let's see how this goes, kids.
Okay,
Oh, no.
Rip Squeak.
Oh no, Squeak.
Alrighty, so you all
funny.
managed to, I think you all, yeah, Bobbin, you're a shadow, like, you're kind of, you're maybe getting, like, the really only thing that's bothering you is that, like, the surface you're on is acting kind of funky. It's you know, vibrating sheet metal. Not Mira, gosh darn it. Abby and Errol, you guys are, that is really loud music. You think if you were not, you know, if you were any less, you know, you guys like clap your hands over your, or well, Abby, you clap your hands over your ears. Errol, I'm not sure what you do, but you both are fine enough. You managed to sort of get through. Peck, you're fantastic. You rolled a nat 20. This is nothing.
Peck lives here. Peck lives on this side.
Yeah. Yeah, Peck lives on Move's side. This is just another day. But Squeak, with a 3, Squeak, you look back and Squeak has stopped, you know, they've stopped a ways back, and they're kind of curled in on themselves, and they're holding their head with their first set of skitter sticks, and they just look very, very overwhelmed, and some of those little tears that usually just kind of sit at the corner of their eyes, like a couple of them dripped down because that was a 3.
Oh, baby.
Peck is immediately wheeling around to go back for Squeak. Goodbye, everyone.
I did not take rope trick.
Peck is going back for Squeak.
All right, Peck's going back. What's everyone else doing? gosh darn it, Abby and Bobbin.
Change my nickname?
If you'd like to, but honestly, at this point, I'm probably just gonna be doing it anyway. Abby and Bobbin, you see Squeak, you see Peck immediately wheel around, and you notice that Squeak is kind of curled up in the back there, and you know what's going on. You know how Squeak and Peck are. Errol.
Larry will also, Errol will also actually head back.
Aw.
So was Abby, and she's actually pulling out a set of earmuffs that she made a while back, and
Bobbin will head back.
is handing them to Squeak, or maybe Peck to help Squeak put them on.
Probably handing them to Peck. So I guess y'all approach this very overwhelmed Noodle. So Abby, you're handing Peck some earmuffs. What's everyone else doing to try and Peck, what are you up to?
Peck takes the earmuffs from Abby with a nod, and they very carefully kneel down next to Squeak, and use their other paw to put like a hand on their skitter sticks, and they say, Squeak, it's gonna be okay, okay? I'm gonna put these on your head, okay? And they start to slip the earmuffs on them.
All right.
Bobbin is doing their best to hold one of Squeak's skitter sticks from in the floor.
Insight? Oh, what's that hammer space roll for, Errol?
Errol pulls out a fancy mask. And he goes, this can help. He is, I don't know if any of you guys have been, watching the production of Star Cause, but it is, the Darth Brower mask.
You'll, roll, I guess roll insight real quick.
$16.
16, 17,
17.
4.
9.
Okay.
Peck, stop being bullied.
Bobbin, Errol and Peck, you're real concerned. You don't really you just know that Squeak is kind of responding to you. They're looking at you with those big old eyes. And as soon as you slip the earmuffs on, they look a little bit better. And they grab the paw that you put over their skitter stick, and they look down at Bobbin now, and they grab back however they can with the skitter stick to the shadow. But Bobbin and Abby, you notice that Squeak does not really seem to be responding to anything that anyone has really said. They're deafened for a little bit because they failed their con save.
Oh, buddy.
I think Abby with that 17, and yeah, Bobbin too. You can tell that the mask probably isn't going to comfort Squeak much at this current moment. Just because like.
Yeah, it's too little, too late.
Yeah, and also like you two know, like sometimes when y'all are Abby, when you're playing around, if Squeak gets like anything put over their head, they fail the blanket test spectacularly. Just they just kind of freeze and just like wait for whatever it is that's been put on their head to get off their head.
Oh,
when you scruff
buddy.
'em.
So yeah, Abby, you see Errol pull out this very neat mask. Abby, your costume sense and sensibilities are going off because this is a cool mask. But you know that's probably not gonna work super great right now for this particular Tiny Toon.
Like Abby's eyes are sparkling, and then like she like looks like she's about to go off on a rant about, oh my gosh, this is so cool. But then like she like shakes her head and like disperses all of the really like glowy sparkles that were starting to gather, and she's just like, no, Errol, I don't think that's gonna work. Squeak, when we put blankets over them, they kind of just flop.
Oh.
Thank you,
Alright, I
though. It
guess.
looks really cool. They would look really cool in it. It's just they would flop. They would flop really hard. Flap.
Alright.
Bobbin touches their mask and goes, "It's too loud. They can't hear right now. We'll have to leave them."
Trad, I have a question.
I did not anticipate
Considering
this.
considering Squeak and Peck's past, can Peck just sort of pick Squeak up and carry him?
100%.
Cool.
You're not-
Peck is absolutely.
Do you want to roll?
Peck is going.
Do you want to roll something just to see how graceful it is?
Oh God, I can. Let's see how this goes. I'm just gonna do a straight +2 because that's their Dex and Strength mod. It's a 7.
It's a 7. You manage it, but it does not look. It's a production. You management. I think it's because Squeak is still holding one of your paws, and they're also holding one of Bobbin's paws. So you go to pick them up, but like their hand, your paws get kind of like wrapped around each other, and you're trying to pull them up while they're still holding onto you and Bobbin. But you do eventually kind of wrestle them up, you know, grab them underneath the legs, and you'll start trotting forward, I guess.
Peck is just carrying Squeak now. This is fine.
Squeak is at least a little bit partially dragging along the floor behind him.
Oh.
What?
Alright, so y'all going on past this distant disco party?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. So you guys keep on keeping on. And you are almost you by y'all's estimate, you're probably almost at the kitchens now. But you all you get to where you can see the grate, but behind you you feel a bit of a breeze starting up from behind you that begins picking up. Would roll me dex.
Is Bobbin included in this?
Bobbin, you're not. Yeah, no, Bobbin, you're but okay, Squeak, Peck, you aren't flying, right?
No,
So you don't-
probably
you don't-
not.
Good, you do not get disadvantage.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
oh
good.
no.
Bobbin will be sending out the rope of climbing to wrap around the grate for people to grab if they start getting lifted off their feet.
Yep. Alright, and
They are weighed down by the Squeak.
they've got a noodle on them, and because you're carrying Squeak, they get off your decks. So, Bobbin, you're exempt because you are a shadow on the wall of this vent. And the air doesn't really bother you that much. Errol, and Peck, you two, plant your feet and, manage to brace yourselves as this gust of wind, pushing you towards the grate, starts to push you very much towards the vent that leads into the kitchen that is somewhat high up off the wall. Abby, you eat it. This gust of wind comes and you immediately fall flat on your face and start to get pushed backwards towards the grate.
Can
Oh, no.
I'm so
Errol
glad
try
I
and
prepared
grab
for
her?
the fall.
Yes, Featherfall too.
Both Errol and Bobbin, because both Errol and Bobbin roll dex, I guess, or whatever you want to. If you can make an argument for it, I'll probably let you roll to try and keep Abby from being blown out of this air vent.
Can I use intelligence and have the rope grab her? That's a 21. I don't know if I'm needed.
Sure. Do it anyway, though. 19.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, with a 19 and a 21, Bobbin, you send out your rope, which probably kind of jumps out from the floor at a point.
Physics.
Come again?
Like Gmod physics, so it just boings out.
Yeah, like Minecraft physics. You see this rope just like extending out, and it goes and grabs one of Abby's hands, right as Errol jumps forward and grabs her other hand, and you all ride out this gust of wind in the vent before it calms down, and you are left. You're in a vent. There's the kitchen. Congratulations, you've avoided certain death.
I will say that Abby is clinging to Larry.
Bobbin's gonna tap their mask and go, let's use the rope.
Peck is,
Don't worry, I
Peck is
gotcha.
nodding.
I don't want to fall.
It's alright, I gotcha.
Okay. That was scary.
Alright, so now you all are on you're on this vent, and you are looking out over the kitchens. And this vent, rather conveniently, it's a bit of a drop, but it does drop on top of the fridge, where if you had fallen and hadn't made a real good dex save, it looks like you might have fallen in between the fridge and the wall. That would suck.
Oof.
But yeah, glad that didn't happen. They're very small. So you peek out of this vent, and Bobbin, you typed in there.
I'm gonna have to make a con save to try and jump out the vent to get down, aren't I?
Yeah, probably. 14?
Oh, well, that's a fail.
That's a fail.
That's a definite fail.
Super fail.
Nope. They're stuck.
Yeah. So you all, Bobbin, I think you throw down your rope of climbing, to let everyone climb down as safely as can be had. And there are some little tiny handholds and stuff like that.
Yeah, the rope of climbing can knot itself, so you can shimmy down.
But you all, I guess you start to, you prop open the grate, with a little stick that was left by probably for this exact purpose. And you all see Bobbin kind of, and they look stuck.
Can you, are you stuck on walls, or can you climb on one of us?
Counting, hang on.
Bobbin is counting their words.
Arrow asks Bobbin that Peck is going to very gently set Squeak down and guide them to Bobbin's rope along with Abby, and start like guiding them down, doing the spotter thing.
Mm-hmm. Abby and Squeak. Hi, that's me too. Rolling dex with advantage.
Okay, good. Advantage.
Mm-hmm.
God.
Oh
no!
Stop!
Oh my god!
Sorry, I'm begging you.
Oh my god!
I've got Featherfall ready to go.
He does too.
Alright, so, you guide Squeak and Abby down to the rope, and Squeak kind of struggles a little bit, but they always kind of struggle a little bit, so, they manage, it's a low DC, bless you, Abby, they manage to kind of flomp down the rope. They don't really climb down it as much as they just kind of slide down it, and they just kind of frunk and just kind of crinkle and flop on top of the fridge. Abby, you go down, and you're a little shaky. The rope kind of tries to support you, but you're real shaky. This is very high up. And you have a freshly budding fear of heights, which is a great thing to have when you're a tiny. And you slip and fall. Hey, Peck, roll me acrobatics. Or if you can make an argument for it, I'll let you do it.
I'll just do acrobatics. I am basically, if this goes horribly wrong, Peck is putting himself between Abby and the floor. So that's that.
18. Abby, you slip and fall, and maybe start to give a tiny shrill scream, but it is aborted, because you fall into the waiting arms of one of your parental figures, who, as they promised, was spotting you, as you climbed.
Abby just kind of tucks her face into Peck's neck, just like,
Peck is absolutely just like wrapping their arms around Abby and very slowly lowering to the bottom of the rope. And they tell Abby, it's okay. I'm here. It's okay. I'm here. And they very gently set Abby down, and they look back up towards the others, sort of just like waiting to see if they should go help them as well.
Meanwhile, because I finished counting, Bobbin taps their mask and goes, I'm not designed to not be on a surface. Being on someone doesn't always work, but we can try it.
Worth a shot.
Okay. How do you two want this to work?
God damn it, Audio.
Because I feel like there might be some funky fresh things going on if we're talking like shadow to shadow contact, but I think if Bobbin's able to stay on the outside of the clothes that Larry is piloting, it might, like, how do you two want to handle this?
Well, Bobbin wouldn't think to slip under the clothes. Just, what the hell, man? That's why?
A little invasive.
Yeah. So it would definitely be on the outside of the clothes.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering, do I lower the DC or do I just make us flat roll without the disadvantage?
I would say yeah, probably lower the DC just because like Larry knows what's up, my man. He is trying to help you navigate this. Oh my gosh.
Oh.
That one! Gotta love it.
Bobbin, you somehow stick further to the wall. You didn't know that was possible until now. You are certainly on that wall. Would you like to get creative, anyone?
At this point, I'm so very tempted to just have him crawl down onto the ceiling and drop and just feather fall.
Oh my
I think it
god.
might just be easier.
I have a question for you, RJ. If someone put like a flat object against the wall, sort of to make a shelf, so Bobbin could basically do that along the wall and drop to where that is. Is that possible?
Yeah. However, we're in a vent in the ceiling, so I don't know if you can get to the wall.
You're in a vent in a ceiling, but Peck is a creature who flies, and you are in a kitchen. So whatever y'all want to do, climbing up to the ceiling and then just flopping down is hilarious, and I love it. But also the like Peck helping Bobbin navigate, as I'm sure they have in the past. Them getting along is very good as well. So.
How do you want to play this, RJ? Because Pet can fly back up and they can make a plan.
Honestly, the shelf method is probably what they've done in the past. But probably only resorts to the flopping out the ceiling method when they're on their own.
Okay. I'm just Peck probably does fly back up after the two take a minute. And they look at Errol and they look at Bobbin and they give Bobbin just like a very like commiserating look. And I don't know. I'm gonna have them roll hammer space. Yeah. They reach into their hammer space and they how big of a surface do you think Bobbin needs to land on?
Well, something that's at least 4 inches tall and 2 inches wide, because that's their dimensions.
A really big map, perhaps?
Yeah, oh god.
Cool. I want to see. Let me see if this works.
Yeah. The three of us. Let's put our brains together.
It barely works. What do you pull out?
So Larry pulls out the engineer's business card, which
God.
Can I say, for the purposes of humor, is still normal sized?
You know what?
Wait.
Rule of Funny says abso-freaking-lutely.
Hell yeah. Because I was literally like looking at Larry's inventory list and he has that on there.
Alright.
God.
So, Peck and Bobbin, you two are commiserating and you're trying to work through this thing that, you know, you've worked through in the past before, but Peck, maybe you don't always carry around stuff because, again, the vents are kind of, they're not a last resort, but they're not the first resort. And you see Errol pull out a card that is definitely as big as you two are. It's not as big as they are, though. And they pull out what looks like a business card. Roll perception on this business card.
Awesome. Let's
Just
do
only
this.
because it is the engineer's business card, and I'll
Nope, that's another not one.
Okay.
Ah.
Bobbin, you don't notice. Peck, you are Peck. You're a bit more in tune with the bigger tunes that live in the studio. And you recognize the signature of the eyeless one written across this card of paper that Errol has just pulled out of their hammer space. Do you say anything?
First of all, Peck wants to steal that. Just like it's the perfect size that they need. It's very sturdy and it looks neat. And they know who that signature is. Because holds up Peck. They have a lot of secrets. And they give Errol a look, and they look at the business card, and they give Errol a look, and they pause a second. And then they just smile at him with a big turquoise toothy grin that Errol may find somewhat familiar. And they hold their paws out for it and they say, "That's perfect! Thank you!"
Yeah, no prob. He hands it off.
Peck totally takes that, and they flutter over to basically where they need to be for Bobbin to, so Bobbin can do their fun, funky little maneuver that they do.
Bobbin does said fun, funky maneuver that they do.
The fun, you guys, fun, funky maneuver, and you, Peg, I guess you just sort of slide Bobbin onto the top of the fridge for now, but you should probably keep that hard.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Errol, would you like to roll me dex to get down this rope to get on top of this fridge that's in the kitchen of Dodo Studios that you're very small in?
All right.
Yeah, advantage.
Yeah, Peck will absolutely spot you.
Oh, thanks, bud.
Peck is
wrong.
spotting everyone today, okay? And it's a, oh god, they've needed it. Everyone is going to have Peck stuck to them now.
Wait, I get, because it's a rope of climbing, I get
No, we'll take that.
Yeah.
13.
Oh, at 13.
13
Better.
it is. So yeah, you, Errol, you shimmy down this rope, slightly more gracefully than Squeak did. But you're still not fully feeling it today. Maybe something about that exchange, between Peck and Bobbin, and that whole thing. Maybe that's on your mind a little bit. But you do shimmy down, a bit ungracefully, probably land in a little bit of a flump. But congratulations, you all are now inside the kitchens.
Hurrah.
As a note, Peck does go and retrieve Bobbin's rope.
Cool.
Thank you.
Good. So yeah.
To be honest, you just need to grab one of the ends and then mentally command the other one to unhook and fly back to you, because that's how the rope of climbing works. But
Yeah, it's a very, very cool item.
Love ropes of climbing. Alright, yeah. So now you are, 5. Now you're 5 Tiny Toons in Dodo Studios' kitchen on top of the fridge. Which would we like to take? Thank you, Lewis Toonkind. Would we like to take a short break?
Sure.
Yeah.
5 minutes.
Yes, please.
Get some water. Get a snack. Do whatever it is you do for 5 minutes. Break from
Yay.
D&D.
so, Yuni, how many existential crises has Bobbin given Larry?
I'm gonna be play on the conservative side and say about 3 so far.
Hey Larry, how many existential crises are you on right now?
Oh, at least 6.
Alrighty. Hello, Coconut Gallery.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna check that out.
768 messages.
Jesus Christ!
No.
Y'all been having fun.
No. Is the potion an accidental shrinking potion? Abby, of course it was.
Oh god. I'm sorry, Mock.
Yeah,
Oh, God.
I have an entire set of rules for Bobbin being able to pop out of services.
Oh, buddy.
They're not designed for it, but they can do it at a stretch.
Yeah. Larry's at least picked up on, like, they are of the same, but also different rules happen different. So he's already gone into the mode of like, how can I help this dude? I need to do it.
Oh,
This is pretty much his first time meeting another Shadow Toon.
same hat for Bobbin, actually.
Wouldn't it?
I was honestly kind of hoping that the thing of him riding on Errol would work because he'd get another chance to do an insight check and maybe figure it out. But
I was as well, and then Dice Parser said, "No, get fucked."
Dice Parser is so rude.
Yeah.
Just means that there's plenty of opportunity for these revelations later.
Yeah,
True.
Hey, Yuni, I don't know if you've seen what PECK looks like now. PECK looks different than their initial design. And I'm going to show you because I made that specific quip earlier for a very specific reason. Yeah.
Yes, I see.
You guys need to stop sending messages. The list keeps growing.
I know.
So yeah,
You will never catch up. Maybe their extremely cursed name makes a little more sense.
I hold the PECK up. This tiny toon can hold a lot of interesting things in them.
Yeah, I have seen enough to like, I've seen the hints that you have shit going on with them, and I'm like, eyes emoji, but also like, for now it's just, boy, this kiddo, what a person.
I mean, it's quote unquote common knowledge now. PECK is over like 40 years old.
I will still call them a kiddo because they baby.
That's valid.
Reach the end. Your bullying has no effect on me. Oh, that's why they're named Fuck. Hi, Severo. I'm gonna crack open my cookie.
So, Yuni, how's it going?
Oh, I'm having a delightful time. Yeah, Larry is just like, he has many questions and no idea when or if he should ask them.
At some point, I'm considering how Dice Parser's been bullying PECK. But at some point, I want to have PECK do a roll for something, probably near the end, depending on how things go. Just out of curiosity for a thing. That'll be interesting.
Fair enough. I also will say Larry is already like making a mental note of like, all right, here are all the things I need to build so that they don't have to do this every time.
Oh, Larry, you are so precious.
All according to Kaiku.
Yeah.
And Larry wonders why he's got an entire fucking cult.
Well, he's also in he's in the mode of like,
Oh,
you know, he's seeing this and he's processing this is what they go through like all the time.
that was the
And then
entire
he's
point
like,
of this game. Done.
exactly. And so he's in the mode of like, I'm sorry. You're worshiping this idiot who hasn't done anything for you? Fuck that guy.
Oh my gosh. Mira, RJ, I forgot
Yes?
to prompt the thing.
Oh,
We'll make it.
whoops.
We are fitting it in. We're fitting it in. We're fitting it in. Hey Larry, make sure you're ready for another
We can make it
existential
like
crisis
a comment
bit.
number here.
Oh, good.
We're fitting it in. I'm a ding dong. It's even in my notes. But y'all were talking so good. All right, it's fine. We'll fit it in.
I will hold on a second. My dog keeps coming in to check on me and I need to close the door.
Boots. A good dog.
Oops. She's a good girl.
All right. If everyone is ready, we can start back up again. Just like full disclosure on my end, I might have to rush a little bit of stuff or like shorten things just because I have a game in an hour and a half.
Oh boy.
It's fine.
Worst comes to worst, we can do a part 2.
I guess, yeah. I mean, there's gonna be more of this. You don't think
certainly.
we're letting you off that easy. You're letting us do this, and we are certainly doing it. Bless you for that, by the way.
Right, just busts into goes like, I need all of your tinification biscuits.
Funny you mentioned that, RJ. Anyway, we ready to get back going?
Oh,
Yep.
Alrighty. So everyone, you are very small on top of the fridge of the kitchen, and Dodo's something pretend that made sense. It's a new environment. Guess what you get to do?
Roll
Roll perception.
Yay.
Alright, get out of the coconut gallery.
Woo!
You nuts.
Larry, honey, no.
Oh, dice parser, you hate me so much.
Alright, well this tracks. Errol, you're very small and you're on top of the fridge. This probably isn't a position that you're used to seeing the kitchen from, even though you are very tall. But right now you're very small and you're on top of something very tall, and that's weird. You don't see anything. You are certainly here right now. Everyone else are tinies. You're borrowers. You're tinies. You're borrowers. This is a kitchen, and you guys are getting ready to raid it. You just anime eye flash. And you immediately know. There are. You immediately know where you need to go to get food and about how to get there. So, you can go and clamber through the cabinets. Where the ones that have, like, cereal and stuff are. There's the pantry that has, like, bulk goods that Beatrice, it's very helpful when Beatrice gets flour. She makes some very lovely baked things. you know, you can open, you know, you're gonna have to open some containers and stuff like that. It doesn't look like anything's really left out. There's maybe like a fruit bowl, but you all are very small, and this fruit is very large, and probably won't fit in anyone's hammer space. So you might have to pass on that. But you also do know that the thing that you're on top of right now, the fridge, is the fridge is like, if you guys could get into the fridge, like fresh fruits and greens and stuff like that, that'd be pretty cool. But the fridge is not something you guys normally go for, because it's really, really hard to open, and it shines out a really bright light, and it's not the stealthiest borrowing to be done. So everyone but Errol, you're looking like you know what's going on, and Errol just looks so incredibly lost. So what's you gonna do?
So.
Break time.
Bike.
Bobbin's just gonna tie the rope of climbing to the top of the fridge and slide down the shadow of it. They don't want to try jumping out of a surface right now. They're too tired for it.
Very understandable.
Abby sees that Earl is getting out the bike, and she's just like, oh, the bike.
Squeak said this before, but when Peck just kind of hoisted them on top of Larry, they're like, yeah, this is fine. Or sorry, Errol. They're like, yeah, this is fine. It's whatever. Squeak is looking very confusedly at the bike again, and it's just what they tug on Peck, they tug on your pants leg a little bit. It's like, what's Peck, what's that?
Oh shit, now I have to have I guess Peck knows what a bike is, because they didn't really.
Does Peck know what a bike
Peck
is?
knows what a bike is.
Roll to see if you know what a bike is, please.
First. Oh god, I guess we're doing that.
Abby, okay. Okay, Peck, you know what a bike is.
I know what a bike is.
Which tracks, because Abby apparently knows what a bike is, and she had to learn that from somewhere. Yeah.
Nobody asked how Peck knows what a bike is.
They probably learned what a bike was from one of the Engineers movies.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. There's almost certainly been some in Engie's movies.
So Squeak's just like, what is this? They don't know what a bike is.
Peck looks at the bike and looks at Squeak and looks at Errol and looks at Squeak and is like, and they're like, it's a bike, Squeak. It's apparently this one can fly, but Errol is going to take you and Abby down on it, so you don't have to do any more climbing right now, okay?
Okay. Squeak just accepts this. This thing is apparently a bike, and bikes can fly? That's cool.
Abby is currently kind of just jumping up and down in place because bike, really cool bike with a really cool person.
There's like, yeah, this thing has made my life a lot easier.
I care Abby so much.
Abby
so
is
cute.
just
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Abby is already just like considering Earl a very good friend because they're so cool. He's so cool.
Alright, so, Larry, you clamber on your bike, which is very convenient now that you're very, very small. And, where do you know where you're going? I'm gonna let you know you don't know where you're going, but you're certainly gonna go somewhere.
Well, the best assumption is down.
Mm-hmm.
The render distance at this size isn't great, so he can't see things. But he knows the kitchen. Can I make an intelligence check to see if he can just remember the layout of the kitchen?
Sure. You can also ask any of the 4 other tinies who seem to know exactly what they're getting ready to do here. If you would like to.
Yeah, he'll actually be like, all right, where are we headed?
Peck glances at everyone else and looks at Errol and is like, "Do you not know the layout very well of the kitchen?"
Oh, I know it, but you guys know what you're looking for, and I don't know. Apparently just along for the adventure.
Bobbin's gonna tap their mask and go, "Take him to the larder. The bike will help with the shelves."
Sticks.
Peck will fly alongside Errol and the squad and lead him to the larder, I guess.
All right.
Just nod at Bobbin and give him a thumbs up.
All right. So Peck, Squeak, Abby, and Errol, you guys are doing over to over to the pantry, the larder, whatever your regional variant of it is called. And
what's the flight speed of the bike, by the way? Because depending on how fast it is, Bobbin may need to dash and also expeditious retreat to keep up from their position on the floor.
It can go 50 feet around, but Larry will not be going faster than necessary.
Fair enough.
All right, so you're probably going regular walking speed, about 30 inches. Inches. So
oh, then Bobbin will slowly start drawing further ahead because their walking speed is 5 inches faster because they're armor type.
So you all make it across the you make it across the kitchen. Jesus, crazy. Anyway, you make it across the kitchen, up to the pantry, and the pantry door is shut. It is shut. It is shut against intruders, not naming any names, but it is shut against anyone who may try and get inside of it right now. How would you guys like to try and get in?
I mean, Bobbin will probably just slip under the door.
Bobbin does that. Bobbin's probably already inside by the time everyone else gets there. So you can maybe try and lockpick the door. You could make a perception or an insight roll to try and see if maybe there's another way in, or you can try and roll a dex to see if you can slip under the door.
I'm gonna have Peck roll perception.
Same with Abby.
17.
Oh, Abby sees nothing.
Is the lock on the inside as well?
Yeah, probably. I'd say just to keep people and or children from getting locked inside the pantry, there is like, it's one of those, like, you can key lock it from the outside, but the inside is just like a push lock or something.
Can I mage hand it?
If you mage hand it, I'm gonna make you do a strength.
I mean, I can try.
Yeah, real quick. I'm not gonna roll for Squeak just because they're Squeak. Peck, you are okay. That's Peck. Just as you are looking over the door, and from you fly around a lot. You see, like at the upper left-hand corner of the door, there's kind of a spot that's busted out, where there is a gap in the frame where you could get up there and crawl through. But just as you maybe go to point this out, the door swings open, and you see Bobbin standing there waving, and a mage hand that is pushing open the door for you guys.
Peck is going to fly over and give that mage hand a peck and high five.
The mage hand holds still so as to avoid just batting you out of the sky.
They are like a very small bug. They will perish.
Please do not swat the Peck out of the sky. So yeah, I bet like with that, Errol, if you just want to keep flying, you can either like park, I guess, or you can keep flying your bike inside of the pantry. And
I mean, they specifically said that the bike would be helpful for exploring the pantry,
yeah.
so.
So
Elves, dude.
Yeah, I guess everyone roll me another perception or investigation if you'd like. And let me know.
Ooh, I'm better at investigation. I will take that.
And let me know what you all are looking for.
Jesus Christ!
Bobbin has the brain cell. Larry does not have the brain cell.
No, again, Larry is just like, these guys know what they're doing. I'm just gonna wait until they tell me what to do.
Somehow Squeak has the brain cell. Okay. So what is what's everyone looking for specifically? Or is there anything
non-perishables small enough they can take with them?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Cool. So yeah, with that, I think you can see that there are kind of higher up, which would probably be at like shoulder height, or about the height of the chest for most folks. But for you guys, it's very high up. There's some gosh, what's the word I'm thinking of? Jars. There's some containers of like flour and sugar that are up there, and like some cereals for days that I guess breakfast is just, it's a cereal day. And there's actually you spy some spices too that are up on the shelves. Some big like industrial sized tub containers of spices. What you pulling out, Bobbin?
Containers to transport. They just start like popping out of the floor. Do you want physics stuff?
Love it. So yeah, I'd say, Errol, you can fly most folks. You can fly Abby and Squeak and yourself up to where these containers are. Squeak, I think, Abby, you are very taken by how cool this is. But Squeak does point out to Errol the containers that they want to all get to. And Peck, if you'd like to swoop down and grab those containers, you may.
Yeah. Peck's gonna gonna give Bobbin a very small thanks, Bobbin, and take up the containers and fly after the others, just sort of juggling them.
Cool. So yeah, you get to the shelves. They're shelves. There's containers. Y'all, I guess, pop off the bike. The music stops for a moment with a little jingle. And you'd like to get inside of these containers, but you are very small. So roll a dex or a strength just to see if you can pop these things open. Everyone but Bobbin, because I'm sorry, Bobbin, you are still on the floor.
Yeah. I wouldn't be much help in this situation anyway. I got a fucking -1.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right. Mira, you good?
Hmm?
Would you like to roll a
What?
strength or a dex to try and get?
Mira
yeah,
got
sorry.
the 12.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool.
No, audio got
No.
12.
I
Oh,
still need to
Yeah.
roll. Sorry.
oh,
I zoned
sorry.
out for 1 second, and then I was like, wait, we're rolling something.
We're rolling
Wait, what
something.
are we rolling?
Okay, all right. Errol MVP. I was hoping this would happen. So,
Yay.
Abby and Peck, you go to try and get, some of these containers open, and you're struggling. Squeak, I think, tries to climb up the side of one of these containers, and gets to the top and tries to do it open, but their skitter sticks slip, and they just with the momentum that they were trying to open it, it just keeps going, and they peel themselves off the container and then just flop off the shelf.
Bobbin is keeping an eye out for anyone falling off the shelf with a fucking featherfall ready.
They're fine, but it was very comedic, and they just kind of crumple, they just kind of accordion style, flump on the floor and just sort of choo-choo. And they're not of much help. But Errol, you get in there and you just pop off the lids of these things like they're nothing. You're opening these big old industrial containers of spices and flour and sugar and stuff left and right.
He's technically stealing from his boss, but PECK it. Capitalism is a prison.
Yeah. So you guys fill up these containers that Bobbin provided with some non-perishables. You grab some cereal. You grab some spices, which will be super neat, super nice to have later. And you pack them all up. Probably. Some of you guys throw them in your hammer space. Some of you hand them off to other people to throw them in your hammer space. Squeak does not put anything in their hammer space, but they will. It looks like they're probably just wanting to keep holding this jar, but Peck probably just nope, we're not doing that. And takes
If Squeak is allowed to hold on to that, it's either getting lost or broken.
Yeah, it is. so that's probably not the best idea. But anyway, you guys successfully gather some things. Everyone roll a stealth real quick.
Oh boy.
Oh, can Peck use Pass Without Trace, please?
Since you didn't say that you were doing it at the start, I will say that you can cast Pass Without Trace after this. I'm sorry, I'm not the nicest.
Okay.
But yeah.
Good rolls.
Good rolls.
So 15, 20, 16. Good rolls from Errol there. 24. Come on, Squeak.
Nope. Okay. Well, it's fine. It was just so you guys tidy everything up pretty well. It looks Larry, Errol, and Peck. You guys both have a pretty good idea of what this place is supposed to look like. So you all haven't. Okay, yeah. So you all haven't. You've tidied up the place pretty good. I think Squeak probably accidentally got some flour on them at one point, and maybe there's like a little bit of flour dusted around. But for the most part, it's cleaned up pretty well. Which is good, because as you all are getting ready to leave, you hear the kitchen door open. Open with a creak, and this looks like a pretty tuckered owl comes in and blearily makes their way over to the pantry. They have some keys jingling. You see here, this is probably like someone who tends to work nights a lot. But nope, the door's open. That's fine. It's whatever. But they come in and they reach for the cereal, and if anyone would like to find a way to give Squeak advantage to not get caught, that would be great.
Peck is going to absolutely like grab Squeak and cast Pass Without Trace on everyone except for Bobbin, I guess, because Bobbin's still down below.
Yeah, Bobbin's not in range, but I think when they're in range again. So
yeah, the range would be like 30 inches.
Yeah, a little over a couple feet. So roll me something to do a grab. Maybe roll me a dex to do a grab, and then a stealth with the Pass Without Trace. Because you're gonna have to go out of your hiding spot.
Where's the thing?
Hey, Trad, can I roll animal handling?
Yeah. Yes, you can.
Can I? Okay. Can I?
Oh my god!
Slap the door. Oh my god! Can I slap the door and use my magical tinkering, to make it sound like there's faraway footsteps?
You can. You can. But just gonna let you know, that's probably just gonna freak out everyone else here more, because they hear more footsteps. Yep. And that would not deter the owl. They are here. It is late. They want some cereal. So
I have a question. Do I add the 10 to that stealth roll, or do I just go for it with my +5?
You can add that 10 if you like, but I'd say with this, Peck, you go to grab Squeak, but they don't really get what you're going after. And they're just still kind of standing there, behind this cereal box. And, you can roll stealth again.
Instead of stealth, can Peck just fucking shove Squeak out of the way so Peck would still be there, but Squeak at least won't be?
Oh my gosh.
I mean, my other option is casting magic missile on the owl's foot. So,
Errol and Abby, you guys are now faced with the mortifying ordeal of being known. Well, you guys are fine, but you see one of your group members is in a bit of a bind. Are you doing anything, or are these two adults just panicking? And
I don't really think that Abby would be able to do anything, so she's just panicking and going, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no,
Invisibility
oh no,
is
not
touch. I
again!
can't bap him and make him invisible. I think it will go with the magic missile in the foot. Because it automatically hits, so he will notice it. Him being the owl,
God.
not
yeah.
I wanna do a thing. I'm gonna try another stealth check.
No.
Not great.
No. What was the thing you're trying to do? Because whatever it was
Larry was
did, you just made yourself visible.
Well, the thing is, what Larry was trying to do was he was hoping he could pull some ventriloquism shenanigans and lure the owl away.
Yeah. So, gosh darn it. Well, Peck, if you want to try and shove Squeak out the way, you can do that. I think.
I mean, Peck has expeditious retreat, so basically, it's even if they get spotted, they're gone. They're leaving after that.
Yeah.
But
so
they're absolutely going to shove Squeak out of the way no matter what. Squeak is not allowed to get found by the bigs. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's fair. I think you just do that. You shove Squeak out the way just in time as this owl as this owl is pulling this box of cereal off the shelf that was previously hiding you, but it's now not hiding you anymore. And they squeak. They hoot, I guess, and it's just like a bug, and they try and swat you with.
I'm definitely casting magic missile then.
Yeah, they try and swat you with the box, but do not succeed.
Pew pew pew.
Yep. Are you casting magic missile on them?
Yup.
All right.
This instantly hits. It just hits him in the foot.
Yep. All right.
Peck is expeditious retreating, by the way. They're fucking booking it.
Just buried her face in Earl's shoulder, just like she can't watch this. She's like freaking out.
Cool. So yeah, I think the owl tries to swat at Peck, who disappears, which is not something that's at all nerve-wracking when you see a bug and it disappears and now you don't know where it is. And then something like stabs at their foot. I'm not even gonna make you roll damage. They're just like, nope. I just please, all right. And they book it. They leave the pantry. It's late. They just want cereal, man. Come on. And you can hear them. I think they just go and they grab they go into the fridge. They just grab the entire freaking carton of milk and they just walk out of they just leave. They're gone. They're like, nope. Anyway,
not my problem.
Leave the fridge open.
Oh gosh. I think they do leave the fridge slightly ajar. They're just trying to leave as quickly as possible. So yeah. That certainly just happened.
Boy, it sure did.
Yup.
So, now what?
Peck, are you okay?
I'm gonna make the assumption that everyone's passive perception is above a 10.
Yeah.
I mean, mine's 16, so yeah.
Even Squeak is above it.
Mine
mine's an
is
11.
a 10.
Yours is a 10.
I mean,
mine is an 11.
Meets it does beats it, so Errol probably doesn't notice, but
Yeah, that was a deception roll. Peck is like quivering a little, and they are immediately going for like where they shoved Squeak. Just frantically looking Squeak over.
Squeak looks a little confused because they aren't really sure why Peck suddenly shoved them, but then it registers and their eyes go really wide and they go, oh, is it that wasn't an owl, Peck, are you you good, Peck?
Peck doesn't really. Peck just Peck gives Squeak a very thorough, just like making sure they didn't accidentally hurt Squeak, and then they look back at Errol and Abby, and they're like, we need to go. We need to go, and Peck is going to cast Pass Without Trace on them.
You've already
Peck is Peck. It's time to go stage.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Are y'all going?
Bobbin is going to message probably Peck, because that's probably the only person they can see it, and go, get everyone out, I'll close the door behind us.
Mm-hmm. Yep, it's the adults. It's time to go, kids.
Abby is not complaining. She is spooked as hell.
Yeah, so
Larry's just like, that was just Michael.
Larry, you are starting to realize you've not probably heard much about it, but you're starting to realize maybe a reason why the owls kind of think the studio might be a little bit haunted. You're not sure, but you're getting a pretty good idea.
Mm-hmm. Starting to get an inkling.
Anyway, do you bike? Do you ride?
Yeah.
Bobbin's
Ride the wind.
Cool. As you're getting on, Squeak though does look over both Errol and Abby, and it's like, are you they grab Abby's hand because they know she's shook. They say, Errol, are you okay? That was are you all right? That was that owls can be this is scary.
Yeah, I'm all right.
Okay.
Are you okay, Squeak?
Yeah. 1 second. 1 second.
Fear JPEG.
Squeak is fine.
Oh, okay.
Larry, as he's writing, he goes, why don't you ask Larry for help?
Well, everyone's okay, right? So that means he was.
Mm-hmm.
Peck doesn't say anything, by the way. They are very quietly flying beside this bike.
I mean, you guys realize that, like, he's not like a god, or you know he's a person, right? Like,
He is. He brought back the warmth. He helped me.
This conversation is all happening on the bike, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is all happening on the bike,
Bobbin.
and yeah. Sorry, Bobbin.
Sorry.
And probably like he just sort of like shakes his head. Is like, anyone can help. They don't have to be a god to do that.
Well, you know though, because you've got you've got a mask, so you know.
I honestly just like I found this. I didn't realize it was a thing. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to step on your culture. I just thought it was like comfortable.
Roll insight really, really quick. Roll insight real quick. Okay.
Ooh,
Abby
nice.
and Peck, you can roll insight too.
Okay, insight.
Okay, yeah. All right. Abby and Peck, Squeak suddenly looks really, really concerned. And Errol, you guys can kind of guess why. 'Cause like if Errol found a mask just kind of laying around, like usually any tiny that has a mask, like usually if there's any tiny masks, like a tiny has those. Errol, you immediately realize that Squeak is now running through their head like, did we lose someone? Like, you found this is this a dead mask? Squeak is now very concerned about the tiny who had this mask before Errol did.
I've had this for a long while. It's not it's not, I don't think, part of your deal, or at least not
Did
directly.
did one of the rats get one of them? I haven't seen everybody in a while.
Peck is absolutely just like God. Peck sort of like hovers a little closer to the bike carefully because they don't want one of their wings getting caught, because oh boy. And they very gently like put a hand on Abby's shoulder and the other on Squeak's, and they're like, everyone is fine. Everyone is fine. It's not not a very fancy mask. It's okay. It's okay. If we need to, we can. I can take a few of the others and make sure everyone's okay. It's fine. It's fine.
I think by this point you all are back on top of the fridge, and Bobbin, you're climbing up, and this is the scene that you come to, Bobbin.
Abby panicking.
Abby panicking. Squeak is looking incredibly concerned. Peck is trying to console both of them. And Errol, you're just here.
Errol is like, he was trying to do a thing, and suddenly it escalated in a direction he did not anticipate. So he's like, oh crap.
I imagine that Bobbin probably made most of the masks.
Yeah.
And the ones that they didn't make, either Abby did or Zorbly did.
Mm-hmm.
So they're gonna go over to Errol real quick. Yeah, that's fine. They go and they take a close look at the mask, and then they turn to Abby and tap their mask and go, "It's not one of mine. It's not one of yours. It's not one of Zorbly's."
Oh, okay.
You get a shadow just papping your foot.
Squeak looks down at you, Bobbin, and they're always teary-eyed, but they're a little bit more teary-eyed. You can tell they're still a little worried, but they just nod at you. They heard that. They clamber on down off of the bike, and Larry just like, oh, okay, all right, That's good. That's good. Sorry. Sorry, Errol. We just a little worried for a moment.
You lose people sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Peck laces their paws together and doesn't look at Errol.
You get another message from Bobbin, and they go, there was a war quite a bit of time ago. There might be another one soon. We don't know. Yeah, this cult has lore, audience. This cult has lore.
Let me just
We went through Tiny's, and then
we did. If you all didn't know about the Tinies yet, you all certainly know about the. There is. We went off.
we're easing you into this. You can ride down the death slide with us.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Larry is staring at Bobbin, and he goes, hang on. Oh,
There's an air of hanging on.
You guys are living like this, and you're. Why don't you just ask for help?
Are you from one of the places where the bigs I've some people where the bigs aren't you know were you able to where you were?
Yeah. I found that they're pretty good at helping out if they know they're needed.
But I don't know if they're actually gonna help with the rats, because if they try and exterminate the rats, then they're going to hurt us too.
They
Well,
bigs they don't always like to tinies being where where they are. It this we don't do that here. It doesn't. It's too dangerous. We've got Squeak is looking at Abby, and Errol, you've seen you've gotten a pretty good handle on Squeak so far. They're a little absent-minded, and just kind of they're just a little creature doing their best. But when they look at Abby, you get the sense that they're looking at Abby as if they're looking after Abby. Maybe they're older than Abby and have seen things and want to protect this definitely child
Who is currently scrubbing at her face because, oops, the tears. There are tears.
There's very much an air of, I don't have enough hands to hold all these people from Bobbin.
And Larry is... Errol is getting actually frustrated. He's like, so you're just You're just gonna what? Make shrines to this big guy who keeps you warm? I feel like
Audio did a roll.
Um,
What was that roll for, Audio?
audio did and that was a nat 20. That was a history roll, which, considering, is
that
hella
tracks.
ironic.
That tracks.
Peck. Peck has their hands very nervously clasped in front of them, and it's like they're squeezing really tight. And they sort of glance at Errol, and they look at him, and they're like, it can get bad sometimes, and the studio didn't used to be a very nice or safe place, and it was just easier, and it used to be different, and it's changing, and I'm sorry if it's different where you came from. This is just how it's been right now.
Errol, you get another message from Bobbin. They go, "We've lost a lot. The kids' faith brings them hope. Please don't begrudge them that, no matter how much you disagree."
he takes a deep breath. I gotta find something real to believe in.
Abby's gone quiet.
Peck looks at Abby. Peck looks at Bobbin. Peck looks at Squeak, and then Peck looks at Errol, and takes a very small step close to Errol and says quietly, you know, even if he is just a person, and, it's the person is, sometimes it's better to believe in a person than an idea, because people can help people. Ideas are just things that exist. People help people. And they look like, just like, their hands are very tightly clasped in front of them, and their antennae are flicking, and the little ear frills that are a familiar shade of orange are going up and down, and then, they give Errol a look, and they're like, it's, even if Larry is a big who doesn't know anything, there's nothing wrong in believing in a person who helps people, because that's what we want. Yeah. And they step back away, and their hands unclasp, and they start running their fingers through their frills, very, like, nervously.
Squeak watches. Squeak is listening as Peck talks, and it's just like, yeah, you've it's been nice. You're if you're in a some people like to be alone, but when you're it can be nice to live with others. And it can be more dangerous, but safer, and you can help.
I've got things I need to take care of.
Oh, do you know the way back from here?
Yeah, I think I can get there, but thanks. It was good to meet you guys.
Squeak brightens a lot.
Please. Oh, yes! I was so hoping to be able to pull this off. Bobbin slides around to be stood, quote unquote, in front of you, and then shifts slightly and slides up, almost in a hug, around you, Errol. Because they finally made the DC!
Yay! Bobbin, make a perception check.
Perception 17.
Nice. I'll tell you the same thing as what Squeak got earlier. Whatever is underneath that super cool Larry cosplay is not quite as solid as you might expect.
Can I make an intelligence check to see if they put 2 and 2 together?
Go for it.
Oh, please. 13.
You know it, Dustin.
I'll let you decide if that's enough.
I think Bobbin, you know, you're somewhat accustomed to other tinies and stuff that have kind of a funky, tangible form. Like Harold is just kind of a sentient pile of dust, and stuff like that. So that's also something that you know, and that's a thing as well. So if that informs your thinking any.
I think they'll probably twig that Errol doesn't have necessarily a body like Abby or like PECK, but they're kind of thinking along the lines of, okay, maybe he's a small ragdoll or something.
Mm-hmm. Abby, you pulled something out of Hammerspace.
Yeah.
Peck, you pulled something out of Hammerspace too.
Abby pulls out the green bracelet that she tried to offer Errol before, and she is going to hesitantly walk over to Errol and hand him the bracelet. Here. If you need it should help you feel better in some way. I don't know if it'll actually work, but the thought's there. Here.
Thanks. He'll take it.
Yay.
So Peck pulled out it's not a stupidly large map, but it is like a fairly good sized map. And it is very well made and very detailed. And it is a map of the entire studio from like the Tiny's point of view. So it's got like all of the vents and the important like everything. And they give it a look over, and they very carefully roll it up, and they offer it to you, Errol, and they say, don't get lost. And if you need anything, there are important meeting locations noted on the map. So if you do need anything, we'll help you. Okay?
Yeah.
Squeak is tugging.
Same to you.
Yeah, Squeak is tugging on PECK's shirt.
Peck glances over at Squeak.
Squeak asks very quietly if Peck has any of Beatrice's baked goods on them that they could give Errol, because he didn't know where, he didn't really seem to know what's with the kitchens, and food is good.
My heart.
I'm gonna roll hammer space and we'll see.
Yes.
Yep.
Cool.
It's probably it's probably a bundle of crumbly, not super crumbly, but cookies wrapped up in a handkerchief. And they take them out of their hammer space and they hand them over to Squeak and sort of tilt their head for Squeak to give them to Errol.
Oh my god.
So, Errol, you are having a continued existential crisis. And all of these tinies are giving you things and telling you stuff to help you out on your very tiny life. You see Squeak get something from Peck, and they walk up towards you and they hand you this kind of crumbly handkerchief of cookies, and they say, Beatrice made these, and they're really food is you should have some food, and I don't know where they all are. They might be on that Peck might have put some on the map, but I've got little nests, little safe spots. They're I think they're marked. So if you need to rest and you find one, feel free to.
Thanks. I don't I'm sure you guys will see me before too long. But yeah. Don't be afraid to ask for help either, all right?
We've got each other. We'll be fine.
My point stands.
The final offering, as it were, comes in the form of, it's roughly dollhouse sized for when you get back to your big size. It's an intricately made, gorgeous little music box, made of a mixture of what looks like brass and steel. And if you turn it, it plays the main theme of the movie Lost and Found.
Oh my god.
And Bobbin just says, "Don't be a stranger."
Yeah, all right. You guys, stay safe, alright?
You too.
Get the thumbs up card from Bobbin.
Peck nods.
Larry, Errol, super cool Errol, who is a new character that has come into your guys' lives, and what a mysterious figure he is, that Errol. He hops on his magical music playing bicycle and cast one last look back at you guys before riding off.
Abby's waving that really big kind of overhead wave.
Squeak looks up and
I will say.
Yep.
Oh, you go first.
Squeak looks up and they see Abby waving, and so they start waving too. They're copying. They're doing what Abby's doing.
Oh my god.
One of Bobbin's
My
hands
heart.
peels away from the top of the fridge to wave. Because they made the save.
Oh my god.
Peck is waving as well, and I will say, until Errol is out of range, Peck is maintaining pass without trace on him.
Oh. Oh, my heart.
Anyway. So
It's at this point that Bobbin just quickly looks at Abby and goes, "Man, I'm really glad Bobbin Larry Jr. is broken. This would have been a mess."
Aw, why is it broken? I told them not to break it.
Did you really think they would listen to that?
Errol, you hear it with this. You hear as you fly away on your musical bicycle. You hear this exchange, and you're that's something you definitely hear. You don't know what that means. You've already said your
He
goodbyes.
sure doesn't.
You already said your goodbyes, and you apparently received gifts from everyone. So, Errol, are you heading back to prop storage, or where are you going?
Yeah, he is, he's taking a route back to prop storage. He's pretty sure, like, he knows this is a potion effect. He's hoping that it wears off soon, because it's gonna be weird if it doesn't.
Yeah, so if you're going back to prop storage, you're flying through the hallway on your tiny music bike. And
This is Larry. This is his life. This is a very serious character who's super serious all the time.
yeah, and you navigate fine because you're flying at about regular height for you. There's just this song echoing somewhat hauntingly through the hallways. It's fine. They already think the studio's haunted. What's one more thing?
Yeah.
And you go and you just, like, this has been a night. You go to where, not really your area. It's not a room, but it's, where you usually set up. Presumably you go and just, like, it is nap time now. And when you wake up the next morning, you are one Larry tall. And when you check the items that you were given by Bobbin, by Abby, by Peck, by Squeak, they're still very, very small in your hands. And I didn't know everyone else was also going to give you gifts, but you do have, like, mechanically, you do have some tiny cookies. They'll make you small. sorry for this existential crisis, but also not sorry. Anyway,
No, never be sorry. I will say Larry is going to Abby's little bracelet like around his pinky finger. And he will roll out the little map of tiny locations, and he's going to start planning.
do you want to roll? Do you want to roll me a perception really quick, Larry?
Yeah, all right. Larry's best and most incredible skill. He has a 14. Not terrible.
14. Now that you maybe have an idea of possibly what to look for, you don't really have a well-defined room, but this is definitely an area that you populate more often than not. You see a small pile of trinkets that it's somewhat sizable. It's somewhat sizable if you were very small, but there is a small pile of trinkets that look similar to some of the trinkets that were that Squeak was picking up at the beginning. Just kind of in a little pile. Probably between some crates. And those are there.
Pieces are sliding into place, and he has a lot of thinking to do.
Alright. Any yep. Whoa, that's a hammer space.
Does anyone else have anything they want to say?
Not really.
Did Peck get to keep the business card or not?
Yes.
Larry
did not ask for the business card back.
Peck definitely didn't give it back.
Yeah. So basically, later when Peck is basically alone, they are going to pull out this business card and look it over. And they have a very considering, thinking look on their face. And there you go. That's all you get. The scene cuts off.
Yay.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us on this trip to meet God. That was...
God,
Thank you.
You know what the cult was is.
I love this cult. They're so good. This is the cutest cult of all time.
We appreciate you so much, Yuni, for rolling with this.
The real MVP.
The real MVP. Alright, I'm gonna end that recording now.
Thank you for listening.
Thanks. Thanks for listening.
Thank you.
Bye.